Steve Alcorn's a fine investigator.
Oh, fuck off!
This is the Fortean Slip with your host, Chris York.
I don't need porn, Chris. I have a good woman.
Listen, I have a good woman. I still watch porn.
Co-host, Steve Alcorn.
You are the top shit in Bigfootery if you get the invitation.
Oh, are you?
I've gotten the invitation 2 years in a row now, Chris.
Wow, not me.
And sometimes special guest, Matt Knapp.
It's part of growing older, you know? Maturing. Makes me more dignified and stuff.
Okay, George Washington.
I opted for the,
Is that what meth addicts say? That make me more dignified.
Taking on all things strange since 2013.
Wait a minute.
I don't know what the hell.
Are you saying that he's pregnant?
Possibly.
Was he implanted by one of these teenage aliens?
Didn't it happen to Arnold?
This device, which comes as part of Nintendo's Quality of Life initiative, is
He's gonna have kids running around banging their heads off bricks.
Yeah.
Good evening, and welcome to the Fortean Slip, episode 84. This is, we haven't known what the fuck we've been doing for 2 years now episode. The well of fucking show titles is Run Dry episode.
I haven't known what I've been doing for 44 years now.
The Chris is fucking tired. He's had a lot on his mind episode.
Yeah.
Yes. It has been almost 2 years now that we've been doing the show. And joining us tonight, from the great state of Oklahoma, because Oklahoma is okay. Matt Knapp.
Fuck off. Hey, you know.
No. You said, I told you like the other day, we should trade governors and like see how that goes. Like governor swap. Like you can have our fat corrupt bastard.
What's his name?
Oh fuck, LePage.
Yeah, LePage.
Yeah, you can have him. We'll take the crazy kooky fucking chick you got with the hipster
Governess
daughter.
Mary Fallon.
Yes, with the hipster daughter. Like she might fit in better. It might work.
It might.
Is it bad? Is it bad that I don't even know who the governor of my state is?
Your state doesn't have a governor.
Oh.
And
okay.
it's not surprising. However, Steve, in a week or so, will tell us that he possibly heard the governor of his state as he was walking on a path.
I believe I heard the footsteps of my governor.
I'm pretty sure that he was somewhere near me. Was it a he? I can't be sure.
I'm pretty certain my brother smelled his cologne once.
after a frog jumped across the room. I swear we weren't doing LSD.
Listen, come on now. Everything I say on this show is the God honest truth.
You know, I believe that that's what you think you saw, but was that like in the 80s at some point in time?
No, it would have been the early 90s.
Early 90s? Okay, so it still could have been the whole, like, you know, urban legend.
Cut off jean shorts, drinking some Budweiser.
That whole urban legend of the acid or the LSD on the stamps.
I was just trying to like picture Steve Alcorn in the early 90s.
Definitely he had ripped jeans.
Like the cut off football jersey showing the midriff.
Nope.
You never rocked that with the feather.
No,
hair.
I wore cowboy boots and a cowboy hat to a urban high school.
So you really were into Ronnie Millsap then?
I really was, and still am. There's nothing wrong with that. Not a bit. And Ronnie Millsap is the shit.
Okay.
If
you
it's
say
just
so.
something about a blind man singing a song about a stranger in his house that he can't see.
It's figurative.
Yeah, before you got here, we were actually discussing Bill Cosby a little bit, and I was just yes, the great Cosby, and I was just thinking, everybody should lighten up on the fucking guy. I mean, yeah, he drugged all those chicks and had sex with them, but think about this. When in your life was there a time that you would voluntarily fuck Bill Cosby? I mean, it's kind of like, Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito chows the box because that's the only way Danny DeVito could ever get laid.
Well, he's been with fucking what? Rita, what's her fucking name?
Yeah.
Forever and ever.
Go.
That's my point.
Yeah. They're in love, Matt.
Well,
Are they still together?
Last I knew they were. I don't keep up on Danny DeVito.
You don't follow him on.
I'm not a big Danny DeVito fan. Like I liked him in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and in Taxi. After that,
yeah, that guy's not making headlines until he fucks a young boy or dies.
I mean, people say that Always Sunny in Philadelphia is pretty good, and I've caught episodes of it. But, it's nothing that I've ever been like, I need to sit the fuck down and watch this now.
Right.
No, me either.
Yeah.
I like Danny DeVito, though. I always have.
I'd like to get into, before we get into anything else on the show, gentlemen, our special piece, our weekly piece, from the great Richard Allen.
What?
Yeah,
Who?
Yeah, this gentleman.
Dick Allen?
Don't you remember the fabulous story we got last week of teenage aliens?
The super
drifting?
fan.
Oh, that guy.
Yes, that
All
gentleman.
right.
Well, there's more?
It's going to be a weekly bit now, Matt.
Oh, wow.
See, because what happens is I'm lazy.
Right.
And, the less time that we have to talk in an hour, the fucking better, right?
The Silent Podcast with Christopher York.
That's right. Just listen. I'm going to start doing those ASMR videos. But anyway.
That'd be awesome.
Without further ado, the rantings of a schizophrenic Brit, Richard Allen.
So today I thought I'd tackle the Loch Ness.
Oh! Whoa!
Whoa! It sounds like the Loch Ness Monster may have tackled him first.
Sounds like somebody didn't check his fucking audio before he sent it to me.
What a dipshit.
I'm thinking it's some sort of government thing.
It's a government cover-up.
I'm thinking he's just verified that he's British.
There was an issue with the last one when I went to convert it because I couldn't put it into the software that I have to play it over the recording. So I had to convert it, and this time I did same exact thing, and I checked
Does
it.
the UK have weird formats, like they have the weird plugins or something?
I have no fucking I have no idea, but
You have to convert it into pounds, I believe. Do they still have pounds?
pounds, baby, pounds. But yeah.
No, I don't think so, Steve.
So Richard, sorry, and by the way, I was trying to keep the audio fresh, so I hadn't listened to it. I guess I'll have to check things a little bit more. I until we had played it right before the show, I didn't know. So
Epic fail.
epic fail, son. You lose.
I was really looking forward to that one too.
Good day, sir.
So
I would also like to ask Richard if he's possibly related to Rick Allen, who's also British, I believe.
Okay.
All those Brits are related.
They've got to be.
Yeah.
I would think so.
It's a really small place, right?
Steve, do you know who Rick Allen is?
No.
I didn't think so. He's the drummer from Def Leppard.
Oh, that Rick Allen.
Yeah.
Not familiar.
The
He's
one-armed
only got
drummer?
one arm, Steve. Yes.
Listen, I grew up listening to country music. I think we've already been over this tonight. I don't know who these people are. I mean,
should we talk about the Loch Ness Monster? Because, Richard
We
Fail?
can.
No.
They did recently come out saying it's a giant catfish.
I think we did that. Did we do that story, Steve? The catfish?
I don't know. I don't remember those things.
Yeah.
I can't even remember what I ate for supper.
I was just confused, though. Does that mean it's like a giant fish, or does it mean it's like just pretending to be the Loch Ness Monster, but it's really a fat chick on the internet?
I see what you did there.
See what I did?
I see what you did there, Mr. fucking
Shout out to
catfishing.
Catfish.
You Mr. Catfishing. I hear you. I smell what the Rock is cooking.
That's good.
So, the giant catfish theory would be just a case of mistaken identity, then.
If in fact that's the case, yes, correct.
That'd have to be one giant catfish, though.
Catfish can get pretty big, man.
I know they can, but
what if it was like?
Let's go noodling, Steve. I think we should go noodling. You first.
My state is like the place to go for noodling.
Well, it's fucking right.
It's
the place to go to lose your arm.
Into the limelight.
Your state is.
You guys can keep it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, dude.
Oklahoma lakes and rivers are the places to go to put your arms in holes and lose them.
Right. Just as Oklahoma women are. That's where noodling was actually invented. They just moved it to the murky waters.
Yeah.
At least
beautiful thing.
Pretty much the same thing.
Too.
Funny thing is, they were able to fish less out of the rivers.
Your hand still smells the same regardless, so...
That's so awful.
But for all those people that make fun of the term noodling, it is also called hillbilly hand fishing.
Yes.
So I'll just call it noodling.
Yes. I was introduced to noodling by Mr. Mike Rowe on the Opie and Anthony program. He told about his time
as a noodler, a professional noodler.
Yes, as a professional noodler. No, on I think he did it for Dirty Jobs.
Do you think they noodle in the Amazon?
It's a lot more dangerous.
Yeah.
You got to know when to get the fuck out of the water.
Yeah.
But no, we've been talking about it a little bit before the show. Matt and I had, as we were waiting for Steve, and I've been, started the idea or had come up with the idea for this show. And initially, when I had come up with the idea for the show, it was just Steve and I. Steve and I had been doing a dumb piece of shit little production piece I called Ratman and Sea Dog. It was some fucking dumb shit we did for Team Taser back when we were in that whole clique. And it was just fucking dumb shit for everybody to listen to and laugh at in the group.
It was fun. I mean, it was an old-timey radio show.
Yeah, I was trying to pull off an old-timey radio show feel. Those pieces are all up somewhere if you ever get a hunker and to look.
If you want to see how bad of an actor, for anybody who wants to know if this show is scripted, just listen to the Ratman and Sea Dog, which were scripted.
I couldn't get him to fucking act his way out of a goddamn paper bag. Like, I'm sitting there like running upstairs and like trying to get fucking winded and like talking shit and Steve is just like, yes, that's the way.
See, in my head, it sounded, like...
Continued, page 3.
Yeah, no shit, right?
It sounded like I was the greatest radio star in the history of radio in my head. And then when it came out on the fucking audio, it was like, what
it
the
was
fuck?
sometime I'll have to pull that audio. I still have it somewhere.
Look
And-
who it is. Points towards window.
Yeah, and we'll have to play it on the show because there's some gold there.
I had a good time doing it, though. I mean, I thought it was pretty cool. And I loved the old-timey radio show feel to it. So
yeah, it was just like I said, it was
maybe we
something
could do something like
stupid
that
that we
again.
did. Steve and I had started talking after the famed beard contest
Beard
Late at
shot.
night by fucking candlelight.
of 2012, which I won, by the way.
I came in a distant, I don't know, fifth or something.
Yeah, something, I don't know.
Steve Alcorn's still growing his.
Yes. And, so I'd
No,
come
but
up...
there is one guy who is still growing his beard, by the way. We won't mention his name on the show.
So, after a time, things had split up or had gone south with Team Taser. And then the what came after that, which was Zen Yeti, things went south with us, with Steve and I, and some other people with that group, and we had decided, we didn't want to have any ties with that group anymore, so we broke off. And I had this idea that I wanted to do a show, but I wanted it to be raw, and I wanted to poke fun at the things that I enjoyed looking into, because I thought there was a lot of room to poke fun at all of it, and because it's a lot of it's bullshit. And the more and more I kept looking into it, the more and more I saw bullshit. And granted, there's some stuff out there that's interesting, and I've noted that, and I've said that there are things that are interesting. But by and large, we see just a ton of horse shit. So I just had come up with the idea for this show, and I had a format kind of idea in my head of what I wanted to do. And Steve was down. And
Always.
we didn't even have a fucking name for the show. But yet we were somehow ready to go forward. And I can't remember if we got the name for the show before or after we did the infamous secret never to be heard show, because I have no idea where the audio is. Like, I cannot find it anywhere.
I think we had the name of the show before that.
But anyway,
I can't remember.
So we were in a hangout one night or one afternoon with Matt, and we were talking about what we were doing, and Matt was actually the one that came up with the idea for this fucking show, the name of the show. And when he had hit on it, I was like, that's fucking perfect. And lo and behold, that was the beginning of Matt joining the fucking show.
Well, yeah, I just, I wasn't really feeling the original title you had, which was Chris and Steve's podcast.
Yeah, Chris and Steve go Hawaiian.
Yeah. Chris and Steve riding dirty.
The background music was Don Ho.
If that had failed, I was gonna, appeal to, a broader audience and go Chris and Steve's Brokeback Mountain.
Right.
But
then Matt came along.
That didn't happen, Matt.
Oh.
Luckily, we got the Fortean Slip.
Luckily, I was able to pull that one out of my ass.
Yes, which was very good, by the way.
No, I think we wanted Fortean in the title, but we didn't know, where to go with it. And then Matt, the genius that he is,
it all came together. And I mean, now it's like I said, it's almost 2 years later, and in 16 days, the 18th is our 2-year anniversary.
No shit. Wow.
The 18th, 2 years ago, was when we did the Phil Poling v. Melissa Hovey episode. And
fun times.
I have tried to go back to listen to some of that shit. God, we were horrid back in the day. We
were okay, but...
Well, you guys sucked.
Yeah.
Matt had this cheap freaking lapel mic or something?
Yeah.
Matt had a lapel mic.
But it was great.
I had a webcam mic.
That's what
Steve
I
had a
too.
tin can and a string.
Yeah, Steve had a tin can and a string hooked up to a webcam mic in another room.
Oh, it was horrible.
And somehow we managed to fucking record podcasts or webcasts, whatever you want to call these things. I mean, I wouldn't really call them podcasts, although I kind of do, because nobody can download the audio.
Well, I think
in that
podcast
format.
has become like just a universal generic term for anything like this.
Yeah.
But I mean, we started doing this with that, and just got the ball rolling. In the beginning, we were only doing it every other week.
And out of fairness, I would like to add to Chris's merit, which I don't like to give him credit for very many things.
No, he doesn't.
Everybody told Chris that he was going to fail at this, and that his idea sucked, and it would never work, and he cusses too much, and you can't say stuff like that on the internet because people won't listen to it. And here you are 2 years later, and it's still growing.
Yeah,
And we have a Richard Allen.
Yeah,
come on.
We have a super fan.
In a different country. There's a guy in the UK that listens to you guys and me whenever I'm the special guest. And that's kind of mind-blowing whenever you think about it.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool.
And he's not the only one over there. We have a pretty decent fan base in the UK. And in Europe in general. I mean, I get blown away by it a lot. It's not huge. Like, this show has not grown to huge epic proportions, and I never expected it to in the time, that I've been doing it. I expected a nice slow build. I say fuck a lot. It's a regional thing. Matt and I were talking about that before the show. How his buddy was talking about it, that people from Maine cuss a lot. And we do. Like, if you heard my cousin's worse, far worse than me. Just way fucking worse than me when it comes to using the F word.
And he's a preacher.
No, he's a firefighter.
Oh.
I'll give him some slack. But, I mean, it's true. Like, everybody around the board said this isn't a good idea. And even Matt and Steve, to some extent, said, hey, man, we should, tone it back maybe a little bit.
Well, there was a few episodes that we did in the early days that got us some bad feedback, and some of us at that time cared about our reputation. Now I don't give a flying fuck, but in the Bigfoot community or the Fortean community, and
well, there was that one time Chris saved me from being sued.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
That was a good one, by the way.
There's some things you just can't legally say.
Yes, there's some things on air that have to be deleted. Stricken from the record. By the way, I'd like to add that edit is pretty fucking seamless.
Yeah.
We generally,
but
though,
she's still a drunken whore. I'm just not going to say who she is.
Can we say where she's from? I was in her hometown.
No. Shut the fuck up.
I cannot confirm nor deny that he's speaking of the correct person.
Yes. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Possibly, maybe. But yeah, so we had started doing this show. It was we did it every other week. And then at the time I was living in California. For those of you not in the know, there was a time I resided for a short period of time.
Very short.
In California.
Too long, if you ask me.
It was 5 weeks of, let's just say, an interesting experience.
Yeah, 5 weeks of Sybil.
So, we had recorded I believe it was the very first show while I was still in California. And then we had recorded all the subsequent shows since I've been back in Maine. And somewhere, I want to say around Christmas, we had decided to start doing the show weekly. And we had added in the news later on. And then later on, I started doing bedtime stories. I had started doing some other stuff. I was trying to do like a daily dose show of just me. It was kind of hard to do, and plus I had other shit going on. But so I started doing the bedtime stories a little bit more heavy. And I had done the Science Minute before, which I intend to do in the future. It hasn't gone away. It's just...
I thought the Science Minutes were great.
Yeah, and I love doing the Science Minutes. They're really easy, and I do want to bring those back with a vengeance.
I like the Daily Dose too. I mean, I thought...
And I would like to do that as well. It's just a matter of getting the schedules for myself right. Because I fucking do a lot of shit. When it comes to this program, when it comes to the blog, when it comes to, you're a
busy guy.
Other shit to do, I've got to try to squeeze it all in a day. And anybody who tries to run a successful blog would know that it's, it doesn't end.
That's another thing that should probably be touched, or maybe not, but I'm going to touch on it anyways. For those dickheads out there that want to, talk shit about different, shows and articles being posted on blogs, you have no idea how much work and time goes into this stuff. And it's all just pretty much out of pocket as far as expenses are concerned. I mean, nobody bought me a new microphone to use. You got to buy your own equipment, and it takes up time away from your family and other things that you have to do. So, just remember that, you fucking assholes.
I am out there, not out there, but in here. Every day I get up, I fucking have my coffee, I make a fucking post, I'm working on something for the show, I'm cutting audio, I cut that new opening, which by the way I love.
I love the beginning.
Yeah,
that's great.
That's been needed for a while.
I like how you point out that the cream of the crop of the Bigfoot world get invited to that Beachfoot thing, and you've been invited for the past 2 years.
Yeah, but you cut it so that I didn't go.
Well, right, but you've been invited.
Yes, because
you did point that out.
Because you're the best.
I am the cream of the crop.
You are the cream of the crop.
You're the something.
I have a feeling I won't get invited next year.
No. But yeah, so almost at this point 2 years. I mean, it's fucking 2 years that we've been doing this, and I'm every day that I look at how things have grown, I'm baffled, and I talk to people from around the world. I've talked to people in Australia. I've talked to people in the UK. I've talked to people in the Netherlands. I've talked to people in the United States, Canada, and I'm all the time. I'm just like, wow. And it's not big. It's not huge. We don't reach millions of people. I mean, technically, I guess we kind of do because it's just out there. But the people that we reach, it sinks in and it's held on and it just keeps fucking growing. And I intend to keep going with it. I don't intend to stop. Certain stuff has had a hard time getting off the ground on the channel, but the show as it is will remain. Steve and I have discussed doing a second show on Wednesday. I don't know how well that's going to work.
We're going to try.
I'm hoping that we can squeeze it, do maybe a mini show with the news. And are we talking about the other thing yet, Matt?
We can.
Okay. And Matt and I are going to be doing something.
I don't have anything to call it. But,
No, we're not going to call it anything. Matt and I are going to do something. Not necessarily Fortean related. Just whatever. at some point. I don't know when we're going to start throwing that out there, but that should be forthcoming in the third year. I was talking with Steve recently on another episode, and I don't like to call them seasons. I don't like to, like, season 1 and season 2. Like, that's kind of, I don't know. I don't like it.
I don't either.
So, it's just, it is what it is. It's episode this. You know, not necessarily related to a year. However, you know, we chronicle things in that way, so it has been a couple of years now. Fun times.
She's walking and talking.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, man.
Time to hunker down.
Oh, God. Jared fucking... That makes me... See, you brought up the guy with the last name Fogel.
Brought up the fucking guy.
So that brings up fucking Jared Fogel.
The Subway guy.
What?
Just ate Subway today.
What the fuck? He ate fucking 16-year-olds, obviously.
Said it was amazing.
Fucking sick fuck.
Yeah,
Like he paid. Now they're saying he paid $100 for a 16-year-old girl.
I mean, was this in fucking Thailand or something?
Yeah, no shit, right?
Like, I'm sorry, but the dude's on fucking... He's been on TV enough now where there's some dumb cunt out there that would be like, I'll fuck you. But no, he wants to dip his toes into the kiddie pool.
Here's what I don't get, though. You know, this guy's got some sort of celebrity. He knows what happens when celebrities do stupid shit like that. But yet, these people still continue to do this kind of fucked up shit. They know it'll come out someday. I mean, how can you not know? I mean, even with us, I mean, we're not celebrities by any means, but if we do something stupid, somebody gonna point it out.
I do stupid shit all the time. I'm the first one to point it out.
Right, but you know what I mean.
And people should realize by now, or, you know, I thought it was common knowledge, but I guess it's not. There's only like, I'm going to get this wrong, between 1 and 3 companies in the world that handle text messages. Like whenever you text something, you send it and it goes to a company.
Right. Correct.
And then they send it to whoever. And they keep everybody's text messages on record for like 7 years or something like that.
Wow, they have a lot of pictures of my cock.
So the court systems, exactly, the court systems at any point in time can subpoena your text records and retrieve everything you've ever sent in a text message.
I want to note that I have some really good ones in there.
Of whose cock?
Mine, motherfucker. I know how to present.
I know how to Photoshop.
I've never texted a picture of my cock, but...
Oh, it's the best. It's freeing, Steve.
And for the record, I've never gotten a text from Chris.
The minute you have that fucking fear that you just fucking accidentally sent your fucking dick picture to a fucking dude instead of a fucking chick, it's definitely going to end up on a website somewhere.
Well, you know, I have a tendency of texting the wrong person on occasion. Chris has got a few love notes from you.
Oh, yeah.
In the past.
That has happened.
I did it to my son. I did it to my son's Little League coach this summer.
You should have saved those and read them over the air.
Oh, God.
Well, they were just hugs and kisses and things like that.
I do have some text messages I'd like to fucking read over the air.
Yeah, 1 or 2.
I got a couple of them.
From adoring fans.
Yes, adoring fans. People who love the show. Or not so much.
Speaking of, you get some pretty good comments on the show, don't you?
Sometimes. A lot of times I get, you know, the regulars. There's quite a few regulars. And then I get some, you know, some goody two-shoes and some people who are always like, you say fuck too much. And it's like, yeah, and it's noted that it's an uncensored show. Like, everywhere I post it, it's noted that it's uncensored. On the blog, it's noted that it's uncensored. On YouTube, it's noted that it's uncensored. In the description. Like, and if you don't get it, like, within the first fucking second now, you know it's uncensored.
It might not be for you.
Well, I think that was one of the very first things we discussed when we discussed doing a show, was that it had to be uncensored. There was no, we were not going to.
I'm not going to try to curtail my fucking language. I speak the way I speak. If you don't like it, there are other programs out there, or other shows, or other things that you can listen to. If you don't like this, fine. Fuck you. I don't want you. And that's cool. Go on your merry way. If you have to leave a shitty comment because you've got to warn other people, I've got to warn people about how bad you are. Wonderful. That's great. Thanks. Fucking crusader of truth and justice.
I just recently did another podcast or radio show or whatever, Bigfoot stuff. And in that 2 hours, it was a premiere show, multiple people. I wasn't just talking for 2 hours.
No.
Anyways, in the 2 hour period,
I was hoping
there might have been 2 cuss words. It would have definitely been rated PG at the most if it was a movie.
Right.
And we got a complaint that there's too much cussing in it.
People are overly sensitive to things, and that's why...
Do these people not realize they're on the internet?
That's why I just don't care. It's like... this
look up Blue Waffle, you know? You think we're bad? Look up Blue Waffle and then tell me how bad we are.
Google image search Blue Waffle.
Blue Waffle. How do you spell waffle?
Are you doing it right now, Steve?
Of course I am.
Oh. Waffle. Go ahead.
I am. Now what am I supposed to be seeing here? I see a lot of blue waffles. Okay. I see a lot of blue waffles. One has...
I already know what's going on. You got Safe Search on, don't you?
No, I never have Safe Search on. Oh, wait. I do have Safe Search on. No, wait. How did I get Safe Search on? Some bastard.
No, like you don't know.
He just ruined a perfectly good bit.
I know.
Okay. Safe Search is off. I see some... Yeah.
See some blue waffles, do you?
What do you see, Steve?
Well, that's not fit for this podcast.
What?
I can't.
That's not fit for anything. What are you talking about? Really?
What the fuck? Did we just go to the fucking fair?
That is interesting stuff.
Yeah, interesting. So yeah, I basically just wanted to kind of give a backstory on the show yet again. I'm sure we've done it ad nauseum, but it's been fucking 2 years and I didn't have a topic for tonight, and I'm sure that Steve didn't watch the movie that I had asked, so I'm sure.
Oh fuck, I forgot.
He totally spaced the movie. See?
What movie was it?
An Honest Liar.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
I was more concerned.
But you didn't ask me to watch it.
Well, you can watch it if you want and join us for the next program, because I would like to do it for that. It's a documentary about the life of the Amazing Randy and how he busted hoaxes and what that did for him, for the people that he tried to bust, etc., etc., etc. And I thought it was a great documentary. It's kind of up the alley of the stuff that we're into as far as, calling shit out. And he used the powers of deception, the powers of a stage magician, to call out and find the people who were deceiving people.
Right.
and not letting them know. You know, the con men of the world, so to speak. So I thought it was a great documentary, and I'd love to talk about it. And
you know, Phil Pauling did that once and was called a hoaxer for it years after the fact.
He wasn't called a hoaxer
Bob?
when he did it.
No, not when he did it. Yes, Bob, as you know him.
Just when a friendship broke up, that's when he was called a hoaxer.
Pair breakdown to the internet community.
PB
Or formerly Super Soylent.
and Jay.
Yes. PB and J.
But yeah, I and Bob had told me that he really got into doing what he was doing because of the Amazing Randy, which I thought was kind of interesting. So I enjoyed the documentary. I sat down and watched it for the fuck of it. I was flipping through Netflix, and I wasn't quite tired yet, so it wasn't time for me to pop on Ancient Aliens for my nightly dose of everything was aliens. Literally fucking everything at this point. The other night I watched one. You gotta understand, people, I haven't seen all these seasons. I know there's 7 seasons out, and I'm a little behind the times. But The Plagues of the World, Ancient Aliens.
Of course.
Everything is fucking Ancient Aliens. Now, some of this stuff intrigues me as far as like something, but not necessarily fucking Ancient Aliens. So,
Yeah,
but
poop on your cilantro? Ancient Aliens.
no, those are different aliens.
No.
So
Elderly aliens?
maybe
Middle-aged aliens.
more than likely.
There should be a show called Middle-Aged Aliens. I would watch that.
So, but I was flipping through and I saw this documentary on Netflix, An Honest Liar, and I was like, fuck it, I'll pop it on. It looks interesting, and that's the whole story in a nutshell. Long story short, I watched An Honest Liar, and I liked it.
And we will discuss it on a future, hopefully next week's show.
If Steve remembers.
If I remember. I'm so fucking busy, man. You know, I go to work, I come home.
You put up green lights to go with your green furniture.
Listen, we have a green initiative at my house.
You need to buy some new paint.
No, Matt. He didn't paint this light. They went out and bought it this color.
Hey, it was $20, you know, and it was the right color, and it's all good. We like green.
You do like green.
Okay.
Do you have any news?
Uh-huh.
Great.
From collective-evolution.com. Newark, that's in New Jersey. The largest city in the state of New Jersey is about to be the home of the world's largest indoor vertical farm. The project will cost approximately $30 million.
Son, you gotta get up early in the morning to vertical farm.
And will be sponsored by a couple of major investment groups, the RBH Group being one of them. Arrow Farms will be running the show. They are a company that grows leafy greens in indoor urban facilities. The site is 69,000 square foot converted steel factory, and once it's completed, it is estimated that the facility will be able to produce approximately 2 million pounds of green vegetables and herbs every year. You might be interested in the herb part, Chris.
As a vertical farmer, like my father before me and his father before him.
Right before the big dust storms of 2052 hit.
Newark is increasingly becoming a destination city for high-tech and environmentally friendly commerce. And this project in the East Ward will bring
son
jobs
of a bitch,
and
John
prosperity
Teeter,
to the
never
city.
told us about any fucking dust storms.
This type of building is popping up in different areas of the world as the idea promises new, rapid, and environmentally friendly ways to feed growing populations. The first commercial vertical farm was built in Singapore by Jack Nig. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Jack Mehoff is his name.
His last name is NG. I don't know how to pronounce it.
And if you want to check out the Singapore vertical farms, the video is on the Fortean Slip blog at theforteanslip.blogspot.com. Thank you.
I hope the one in New Jersey, they're not going to water it with like water from the river.
I hope not. I've been to New Jersey.
Just let us give me AIDS.
Jack Mehoff, I think his name is pronounced, is an entrepreneur looking to supply food to Singapore's densely populated city without having to buy a lot of highly priced land around the city. His vertical farm method is energy efficient and simple, and it mixes some ancient practices with new ones. The tower is modern.
Aliens.
Yeah.
So it's coming next. They'll do that next season, Matt. They couldn't get it. They couldn't get it for this season. So
the tower is modern and clear, so it looks great.
If they're building farms into the sky, it's got to be ancient aliens.
It allows sunlight into the building for the plants. The produce grown in the building is sold under the name Sky Greens. You can also find out more.
I think I've bought some Sky Green before.
Wasn't this in like a movie? Like Soylent Green?
I can only get a gram of it, though.
Soylent Green. Now, that is a classic movie that I have seen.
This sounds too similar. I'm kind of leery of this whole project. And plus, it's indoors. Like, they don't want any of that precious oxygen, like, tampering with their carbon monoxide in the atmosphere.
Food is people.
Soylent Green was...
Damn you!
I've already blown their whole operation.
Dailymail.co.uk. New Zealand man is convinced he spotted a UFO hovering above the beach. Alex Grieg thought that he spotted a UFO over Lyall Bay in New Zealand.
It's a UFO, Steve!
That's not how they say it in New Zealand, Chris.
Oh.
It's not a very good New Zealand accent. He and his wife saw a mysterious orb floating in the sky on Saturday. Meteorologist Emma Blades revealed the shape.
Use your words, son.
The shape was just a lenticular cloud.
It sounded out. You just pronounced lenticular without fucking skipping a beat.
Remember how we used to read the Dick and Jane books, Steve?
With our pants off.
She said lenticular clouds are common in areas near mountain ranges. Alex...
I may or may not have touched your penis, but that's beside the point, Steve. You need to speak correctly.
Alex spotted the mysterious spherical apparition floating in the sky over Lyall Bay, which I've already said, which is on Wellington's southeast coast, when he was visiting the beach with his wife on Saturday. Mr. Gregg told the New Zealand Herald that he and his wife were amazed when they spotted the curious object in the sky. This morning, we were walking along the beach and having our morning little hot chocolate. Well, that's what you do in the morning in New Zealand, apparently. And there it was, the UFO. We both went, wow, it's amazing.
Wow, wow,
it's amazing.
Steve, it was in New Zealand. It's crazy. I was having hot chocolate. It was hot.
It was amazing. It was
crazy.
Amazing having that totally circular, big. It
was a little
cloud just sitting
sweet,
there.
Steve.
Now, he's going to make a reference.
Too
in
much
the story that I have
cocoa.
no clue. He said it was just like a Brent
Swiss
Wong
Miss,
paint.
Steve.
Who the hell is Brent Wong?
Yeah, Brent Wong.
Yeah, Brent Wong.
Not to be confused with his brother, Brent White.
Anyway, he said it was like a Brent Wong painting. I'm going to have to look that up. Mr. Gregg said he was captivated by the lone shape.
Or not to be confused with Big Dick Wong.
Which, in his opinion,
crime underboss,
did not appear to be a cloud. I'm still denying everyone saying it's a cloud. Just the size of it. It was sitting by itself on a reasonably peaceful day. How does something like that form itself above the edge between the water and the land. Yeah.
Really? How does that happen?
It's crazy. I was cloud busting on the beach. I just went into like John Travolta for a second there.
I had the little tiny marshmallows.
Anyway, however, in meteorologist
Swiss
Emma
Miss.
Blade's
Who didn't love
expert
Swiss Miss
opinion-
hot cocoa, Matt?
Communists?
That's right. If you didn't like Swiss Miss hot cocoa, fuck you.
I like Swiss Miss. It's good stuff. I still drink it. However, in meteorologist Emma Blade's expert opinion, the shape is in fact a lenticular cloud, which she said are quite common around mountain ranges in New Zealand.
So I'm
So
really glad.
Going through the reporter.
I'm,
Like,
But
tell that fucker it was a fucking cloud.
But he's still
Tell that
denying
bitch
it.
you didn't see it.
I'm really glad we talked over the entire news story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure
Well,
everybody
we did
got
get
the point.
part
of it
where he
anyway.
said he doesn't understand how a cloud could form over where the water meets the land.
It's impossible, Matt.
It's impossible.
It doesn't happen.
A story I picked out tonight, especially for our special guest, Matt Knapp, from RT.com. Mysterious chupacabra-like predator wipes out poultry stock in Russian village.
It's a
Oh,
dog.
Russia now?
There are now chupacabras.
Are they gonna
in
claim-
Migrated all the way to the motherland.
Are they going to claim
They're
that
in
they
shape.
fucking came from Chernobyl?
An unknown animal is killing chicken by the hundreds in villages of Russia's Voronezh region. Frustrated poultry
I
farmers
say,
claim that-
it's a chupacabra, son!
Frustrated poultry farmers claim that the beast is killing everything it can get, yet the ripped-apart chicken carcasses have suspiciously little blood on them. The chupacabra. See, not everything is aliens. Sometimes it's chupacabras.
But what if chupacabras are
co-
aliens?
Middle-aged aliens.
Yeah.
Mind blown.
They're the ones that don't drift around the earth. They drive very conservatively and safe.
The week of carnage in the village of Davidovka began July 23rd when an unknown animal killed 95 chickens on the Gulabev.
Does that
family
mean that
household.
your mama alien don't dance and your daddy don't rock and roll?
Sure.
Say it again.
No, I'm not repeating it because it was a horrible joke.
The next day, the killer visited hen houses, then whorehouses probably after that, at the two other houses. See, that was a horrible joke, too.
Yeah, I was going to say, check the villager with the hangover and the blood on his hand.
The killer visited hen houses in two other households, killing 45 and then 55 hens, respectively.
Which, by the way, Steve, in Russia, hen houses and whorehouses are the same.
Probably. The beast tore through a wire cloth and killed them all but one. Sergey, right? Golubev told Mo online media outlet. I felt pity for the wounded hen and put it in a separate place. Left some food and water for it and then fixed it for dinner. It doesn't say that, but it doesn't say that. But on July 29th, the intruder returned, killing all the chickens at one household and some 60 geese in another. My daughter has just turned 6 months old, and I'm a very light sleeper. I heard my chickens being attacked. It began about 1:24 a.m. as something was battering on the doors of my barn for about 3 minutes, recalled Elena Kochangina, explaining that her husband was away that day.
chupacabra.
Her husband was away. That was a bad Russian accent, too. Her husband was away that day.
I wasn't
and
trying
she,
for a Russian accent, you dumb fuck.
In Mother Russia, the chickens kill the chupacabra.
In Mother Russia, we drink vodka before we shoot chupacabra with a slingshot.
She said her husband was...
He's moony.
I rip
She
his
said her
head off
husband was
with
away
my
that-
bare hands.
He was away that day, and she was too afraid to go out. The next day, she found all but one of her chickens dead. The surviving bird had bite marks on its body. See, this chupacabra leaves one for some odd reason. Other people who lost their poultry also claimed that the dead bodies of chickens bore visible bite marks as if left by a couple of big fangs. And everybody noticed that not much blood was spilled at the slaughter sites. Similar incidents took place in other villages in April and also 2 years ago. This chupacabra don't get hungry very often. As on this occasion, nobody saw the animal that killed the chickens in their hundreds. Locals suspect a dog or a wolf, but there is no direct evidence.
Or a wolf dog.
Or a Chupacabra.
That was horrible. This time, local residents spotted very large animal tracks in their vegetable gardens. If the tracks belonged to a dog, it would be one of up to 40 kilograms. That's probably big. I don't know what kilograms. I can't convert that, which is bigger than those kept by the locals.
Ah.
And there's a lot more to that story, but it's all about chupacabras.
Chupacabra.
And dead chickens.
Sounds like that's a job for Bob Dominguez, Chupacabra hunter.
But Bob
He
doesn't
doesn't
think
care
about
about
the chupacabra. Don't you
That's
remember?
what makes him so good.
He does, however, Matt,
So deadly.
think about Bigfoot with a glowing penis.
That's true.
Sometimes people describe the chupacabra as a cross between a dog and a pig.
What?
It says so in the article. Yeah, it says so. Between a dog and a pig.
Somebody give me Mick West! Fucking Mick West, he's gonna be busy. Hunting down half pig, half dog chupacabras.
In Russia.
In Russia.
I thought chupacabras like
Does
goats.
Adam West join him for these excursions? In the Batman outfit?
That would be fun.
This has been episode 84 of Fortean Slip. I've given up on naming them at this point. If you like this shit, hit the like button. If you don't, hit the little thumbs down button. Leave a comment. Subscribe. Go check out Dred Funn at dredfunn.com. Also at youtube.com/Dred Funn. Go to bigfootcrossroads.com. And I tell you to go to Steve's blog, but,
I don't have a blog.
yeah.